What's up, y'all? I had to come on and talk really quickly about Michaela Coel and her situation with Netflix. So I read this story on the news about how Michaela Coel turned down a $1 million deal from Netflix because they would not allow her to own her intellectual property, her copyrights, even though the deal that they were offering her was for a show about her own life and her own experience, apparently being sexually assaulted when she was filming another show. And so I had to come on and just confirm to you that if you are a content creator, you want to own your intellectual property. You want to own your content. So often this happens with Black creators and other creators of color, where we build culture, we develop culture, we create all the stuff that is cool, but we don't own it. If I look at some of my favorite podcasts from the past couple of years, like Another Round, The Nod, even TV shows like Melissa Harris Perry's show when she lost her show with MSNBC, those creators walked away without owning their intellectual property. They couldn't use the name, they couldn't use the content that they had created, and this is horrible. And you have to have a clear intellectual property strategy for your content. I read this article years ago in a magazine where the president of Oprah Winfrey's company, Harpo Incorporated, gave this long interview where he said at the end of the day, Harpo Incorporated is an intellectual property company. I've heard Tyler Perry give interviews where he said some of the best advice Oprah ever gave him was to own his own intellectual property. So that's the advice I'm giving to you today. Own your intellectual property. Take a page out of Michaela Coel's book. Do not let yourself end up in this situation like so many other content creators, especially Black content creators, other people of color. We build culture, we develop culture. We should start owning our culture and start thinking of ourselves in that way, thinking of ourselves as having value in the intellectual property that we've already created and the stuff that we will create. Our stories obviously have value. So I'm so glad that Michaela Coel said no to this deal. I'm so glad that it's in the news, and I hope it's a lesson for all of you. Thanks.